last time I think we got to the lightning round, we asked you, Raoul, what's your allocation? And if I recall correctly, you said at the time, this is November last year, 25% gold and then 3/4 crypto. And of that 3/4 allocation, it was like 80 to 85% Bitcoin and then 15% Ether at the time. Has that changed? And how has that changed in your personal portfolio?
Ridiculously. Soon after that, my Ether allocation started going up. I sold my gold almost immediately around then, maybe just before then. So I was 100% crypto and I have been for a long time now. I'm now, depending where we are today, 55% ETH, 25% Bitcoin, and then a tail of an equally weighted basket of a mix of DeFi protocols, layer ones, interoperability stuff, and then some specific bets in kind of social tokens, metaverse, and other longer term macro bets that I want to express that view in. And, you know, I'm just following the chart very closely of the Bitcoin ETH cross, and I think it's about to explode higher again. So I may end up selling all of my Bitcoin, which is a weird thing. And again, I'm not anti-Bitcoin, but I'll sell that to buy ETH.
You may end up selling all your Bitcoin.
Yeah, I've been fighting on myself for 2 months. Why not to?
A 100% crypto portfolio with the potential of having 0% of Bitcoin. That sounds like you're an Ethereum.
Am I a total degen now? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. You fit right into us.
I think you fit right in here. That's for sure. Well, so what's you said some things like you're debating with yourself on whether to do that or not. Why wouldn't you do that?
I don't know. And part of it, it's the part of the backlash from doing it. And also I spend a lot of my time speaking to, for no reason than to help the community, I speak to a lot of institutions, sovereign wealth funds, and everything about adoption, and Bitcoin is the thing. You know, I get my sister-in-law into it, and, you know, I get as many people as I can. So it feels disingenuous if I don't own it. You know, I passionately believe in it. So it's a weird thing that as an asset allocation, it's suboptimal, but for the greater good, it's probably the right thing to do. So somewhere between not selling all of it and keeping some of it, so I can still say, obviously, I've still got Bitcoin, but it'll only be 5%. So something like that, I think.
How about end of 2021? Take us there. So do you have any price predictions? Let's do Bitcoin and Ether.
My price prediction has been ETH north of 20,000.
Wow.
And that's pretty simple. All I did is just map over the ETH chart to the Bitcoin 2017 chart. They work perfectly, and it gives you 20,000. So, you know, there's no great science to that, but it feels about right. I've also mapped the Bitcoin price versus Bitcoin 2013. They look pretty similar. And there's a bunch of other ways I do it with Bitcoin, with log charts and regression analysis, stuff like that. Generally speaking, I think it's somewhere between 250 to 400,000 with an outside chance of 1 million if we get an extended cycle.
We're talking the end of 2021, or are we talking longer term than that?
End of 2021, March 2022, something like that.
Wow.
Don't forget that they usually go up 5 to 10x in the last 3 months of the year. You know? So, you know, we haven't even got to the all-time high, but let's say Bitcoin goes up, you know, 5x from the 60,000 high. That's 350. That'd be very normal rally for year end, considering we're about to have an ETF. And if I'm right, we might see the central bank pivoting to more printing. They may not print more money this year, but they'll start talking about it. Those two things alone are enough to drive Bitcoin to 350, 5x from here.
You do think we're about to have a Bitcoin ETF then? Gary Gensler's going to prove
without question. It's probably coming in October.
Tell me, what is the most hopeful way we can come out on the other side of this rocky decade?
My view has become somewhat different. Those factors are not going away, but we've got something else that I call the exponential age that's come into the middle of this. Over the next 10 years, we're already, all of us, dealing with this crypto exponentiality, right? We're starting to get our heads around what exponentiality means. When I say crypto goes up 5x in the last 3 months of the year, you kind of laugh, but you think, yeah, it's possible. Right, that's understanding.
I definitely do.
That's what exponential means, right? We're starting to get our heads around this. But we've got all at the same time the largest confluence of technologies that are all into maturity, i.e. the exponential stage. That's AI, robotics, genetic sciences, EVs, green energy. We have distributed computing power, Internet of Things, wearable technology. There's autonomous vehicles. There's a whole bunch of these things that are game-changing. Literally, we can't get our heads around what this all means. And it's all going to happen at the same time. Now, there is a decent probability that changes the trend rate of growth finally. And then there is another probability that if you stick any money into any of these things, you can make some real returns, some really gigantic returns. And we talked about it in the crypto space. So a lot of people, I used to argue that the average millennial at 32 years old was pretty screwed because their parents got an opportunity of all-time cheap valuations of equities, all-time cheap valuation of property, all-time cheap valuation of bonds and credit. They couldn't help but make money by just saving some money. They screwed it up by borrowing money, but that's what they did. And they borrowed money because their wages didn't go up. And I've proven that out over time. It's amazing. If you adjust household debt for wages and look at the total savings, the total amount, it's basically stayed consistent. They just topped up their loss of purchasing power over time. But the millennials were faced with all-time record property prices, all-time record equity prices, all-time record credit prices, fixed income prices. So what was their marginal expected return? It was so low that they didn't bother saving. Then 2020 came along and it changed everything because you financialized the whole lot of them in one go. And crypto is a lot of this opportunity, and a lot of them are investing in stuff like ARK, which is these long shot future things. And I think that's dead right. I think there's a huge opportunity for people, both in building businesses, investing in stuff, and just the chance for society to adapt at a rapid pace. But it's going to leave a lot of people behind because people fear change. And if you're not used to it, you're going to get terrified. I mean, look at the narratives that are going on right now. Vaccine, anti-vaccine. What is that about? Technology. Elon Musk, self-driving cars, Tesla, the hatred and the love. What is that about? Technology. Cathie Wood. I mean, why people are creating an anti-Cathie Wood ETF? That's beyond me. Why? Technology. What is going on with global warming? Why do people fear that? Technology. Why do people fear Bitcoin? Technology. Why do Bitcoin people fear Ethereum? Technology. It's this unprecedented rise in technology that is making us all feel like, Christ, I can't keep up. And I don't want things to change as fast. And that's driving societal problems on a scale, and that's not going away unless society participates in change and benefits. But we're still fighting about a vaccine saying, there's a benefit, basically free for everybody, and half the people don't want it because it's technology. Oh my God, you're messing with my DNA. I mean, but that will change over time. People get accepting of stuff that they weren't accepting of before. So,
do you think that pattern of cycles, the cyclical nature of boom and bust nature of crypto, is that going to continue? Or is this going to change now that we've kind of elevated ourselves into the mainstream?
I think cycles morph and change over time. But humans, by definition, tend to be cyclical in what we do. GDP is cyclical, credit is cyclical, equities are cyclical, commodities are cyclical. So there's something inherent within how humans get excessively pessimistic and excessively optimistic, that it's cyclical. Is it driven by the halvening? Probably. Will that continue in due course? Maybe not. But there'll still be a cyclicality, and it'll keep moving around. If you look at the GDP cycle, it used to be kind of every 3 years, peak, trough, peak, trough, peak, trough. Then we got to modern central banking, and it started being like a 4-year cycle. And then we've seen the last one was a significant period of time, 2009 till 2020, 11 years.